Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look and breaking down the new Ultra Rose Goku Black. This was a really incredibly delayed data download. I've never seen them push a data download this late before. So I guess there is a potential possibility that they are hiding something because of the fact they pushed it so late. But let's go ahead and break down this character here. So this is obviously Ultra Rose Goku Black. He is green, and we knew that from the reveal. So let's go ahead and take a look at what his maximum stats are going to be. Keep in mind these are without the title boosts. So he's going to be at just under 270 strike. He's going to be at like what is that, like 171, 174 in terms of defense. Is not bad. In terms of like ultra characters, I think his strike is a little low. It's not incredibly low, but it is a little bit lower than most other like offensively based characters that are ultras, like melee types or range type characters. He definitely is more of a strike based character. You can definitely tell by the difference in the stats there. So not really a character you can sort of mix and match blast and strike with. He's mostly going to be a strike based character, just a significantly lower blast stat. Holds 2 strikes, and then again he is on a lot of teams: Saiyan, Future, God Key, and a Powerful Opponent. So all right, let's take a look at his strike card. So strike is, obviously we know it has blast armor, and it has a 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed. The blast card, sustained damage up, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 10% of damage received for 10 counts. That's pretty good. All enemies, huh? That's, all right, sure, that's really good. We know what his blue card does already, but we'll go over it once again. Massive slice damage, and then the following effects occur on activation. 15% of special move damage inflicted for 3 counts, cancels enemies' buff effects. So the reason why canceling buff effects on activation is really good is because he can then apply the following debuffs because the enemy's abnormal condition nullification effects will be removed. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received for 10 counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 10 to all arts costs for 10 counts. Then 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed and strong poison, and a 40% chance to inflict paralysis. Cannot be nullified by most other special moves. This character, his blue card is incredibly powerful. It's very, very strong. The green card, we know this is a stop time, because we saw this in the preview of the character here. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a strike and special move next. Activates twice. Wow. That's pretty good. Okay. Restores own ki by 50, 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, randomly destroys 2 enemy cards, applies the following effects to self if own health is 50% or below, 25% healing, activates once, and then charges unique gauge by 10%. Interesting. That's a lot. Damage, 50 ki, drawing strike, and special move, and then he's healing and getting extra unique gauge charging from that. All right, so the ultimate is the Dancing Slash of Heavenly Annihilation. Very cool name. I do like that name a lot. So deals Supreme Slice damage. This is going to be important because remember, this character can draw 3 ultimates in one game. Supreme Slice damage, and then 20% damage inflicted, minus 30% to enemy sustained damage code effects for 3 counts, and nullifies endurance. So the actual effects that he's getting on activation of this on this ultimate are not that crazy, right? 20% damage and then minus 30% enemy sustained damage. Like, that is not that high of buffs. We've seen pretty much every other main headlining, big ticket unit have better buffs than that on activation of the ultimate, but it makes sense because he's drawing 3 of these per fight. So I guess they didn't want to go overboard with like 80% damage inflicted and 100% to enemy sustained damage. It makes sense. All right, main ability. Let's go. Draws the ultimate arts card, Dancing Slash of Heavenly Annihilation next. 30% healing, 40 ki. Cancels own attribute downgrades. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 20 counts. Okay, so he actually goes type neutral for 20 counts on main ability. That's good. And then all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 30% to health restoration for 30 counts. Ultra ability is, we know, it's Future already. At some point, I wish they would just remove these. These don't need to exist anymore. Z ability is 5% to ultimate and awakened damage inflicted by Future, and then 42% to strike attack and defense for powerful opponent and Future. All right, so unique ability number 1, Unfathomable Rage Against All Creation. Following effects occur when battle starts, so he gets 120% damage inflicted, that's good. 20% extra strike damage, okay, yeah, again, he's just definitely more of a strike-based unit. So he's starting with 140% to damage to strike attack. Then he's getting 65% reduced damage received, that is very good. Minus 10 to own strike arts costs, that's good. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, plus 10% to damage received 3 times. That is literally, isn't that literally just Red Rosé? I think Red Rosé does that as well. That's actually really annoying. That is a strong ability, though. So what we're really looking for, by the way, in this guy's kit is card draw speed, because we haven't seen that yet anywhere. The following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below when this character enters the battlefield. Activates once. Draws a special... So he draws a green card from that. And then he randomly destroys 3 enemy cards. Wow, that's actually pretty good if he's like cover changing when he's already below 50% HP. Because then you basically destroy the enemy's whole hand. And he seals the enemy's main ability. Okay. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy. Oh, there's the card draw speed. He's healing by 5%, getting 25 key, and then getting card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts. The following effects occur every time this character uses a strike, special move, or ultimate arts card when when the enemy is afflicted by an abnormal condition, which of course you want to apply via the blue card. So 5% damage inflicted activates 6 times, so that's an extra 30% damage. So adding on to the initial 140 is going to be a 170 strike damage total there. He also gets minus 5% to enemy sustained damage cut 6 times. That's really good. And then reduces enemy's key by 30, which I don't think is that good. I mean, again, I've spoken about this for a long time. Whenever you have effects like this, where you're reducing the enemy's key, whether it's on blast card effect or whatever, it only is going to be really effective if you're also combining that with key reduction, key recovery reduction. Because reducing their key by 30, they're just going to be recovering that by the time the strike animation is over anyway, right? So comboing that with key recovery down would be helpful because then they wouldn't be recovering it as quickly. And then he seals an enemy's special move arts card. We know how powerful that is. That is the tag 4 ability that the Goku side has. So if you... Like, for example, if you use a strike card on this character and the enemy cover changes into Beast Gohan, for example, Beast Gohan will not be able to follow up that cover change with a blue card because it'll be sealed. Very strong ability. Alrighty, Power to Reach Unknowable Heights is the second unique ability. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack. So instead of having a universal cover change against strike and blast, this is just against strikes, but there are no limitations on how many times you can use this. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so charge his own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they're on the battlefield. So this is a big question mark for this character that we won't be able to tell how good this is until we actually use him. We don't know how fast the gauge charges. The gauge could charge as fast as Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3 Goku's gauge. Or the gauge could charge as fast as Beast Gohan. We don't know. We don't know how long it's going to take for it to charge up. So that will be a pretty big factor in how good this character is for sure. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. He heals by 25% once only. 70% to key recovery for 20 counts, and then he gets 15 counts of cover nullification, which is very, very powerful, obviously. And then he resets his own unique gauge to 0 and applies the following effects to self if this character uses a strike arts when the unique gauge is full. Draws the ultimate arts card. Yeah, I'm not going to read the name again. He draws the ultimate arts card twice. So if you have the unique gauge filled up once, you use a strike card, you can reset it, draw the ultimate, and you can do that twice. So that's pretty good. And because it says use a strike card, not land a strike card, you can actually get this to activate off of a strike cancel, which is pretty good to know. And in addition to drawing the ultimate card, you also get 60 key, and you get 100% to vanish engage. Now, the fact that it's not limiting the vanish gauge recovery on that kind of tells me that this is going to be a bit of a slower gauge buildup than Beast Gohan. I don't think this is going to be a situation where he's building up his unique gauge in like 4 or 5 cards. I think it's going to be more like 10 cards, honestly, for him to fill up his unique gauge, because having basically an unlimited amount of vanishing gauge and cover null, like that just sounds a little bit too good for me. So I I'm going to go into this assuming that the unique gauge is going to take a long time, like not a long time, but like a decently long time to build up. Just to temper my expectations, because having that vanish restoration by 100% every single time could be pretty insane. All right. The following effects occur when changing cover. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. What character is like, I think it's like EX Deborah or something has a similar effect to that. That's interesting. So he, like for example, if Gogeta Blue uses a blue card, you can actually cover change into this Rosé, and he won't take like insane amounts of damage from it because he won't be at a type disadvantage. He'll just be type neutral against that. So that is really good to know. He randomly destroys one enemy card, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -1 arts card draw speed, and he seals the enemy's main ability, both for 5 counts. This guy's a really strong cover change. Minus card draw speed, -1 card, type neutral, and he seals the enemy's main ability, all for 5 counts. That's pretty. That is pretty strong. That is pretty strong. All right, and then we have the following effects occur after enemy attack is over. 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. 30% to the next strike art's damage inflicted. Reduce enemy ki by 20, and then reduce enemy's Dragon Balls by 1. That is similar to Angel Golden Freeze. Angel Golden Freeze also has Dragon Ball destruction whenever he takes damage. But yeah, the extra damage buff, and well, I guess it's a twofold damage buff because it's to all damage for 15 counts, and it's specifically to the next strike arts as well. This guy's going to be hitting insanely hard. This is definitely a character where I'm not really going to know like where to rank him on like a scale of how good he is until I use him. But he looks really solid here. It's going to all depend on how his unique gauge fills up, how fast it takes to get that completed. But he's looking really good. I think they are definitely pushing the upper limit here with this character for sure. Alrighty, so let's see. Are there any new equipment? I think there should be at least a new Awaken equipment because I believe the Ultra Space Time Rush is resetting this week. Let's just scroll through this. Is there anything new? Okay, nothing there. And anything here? No. I assume because the co-op season is going to reset next week. So I would be very surprised if there wasn't a new co-op unique equipment introduced. Probably green future, right? It would make sense for Rosé. It's usually how they've been handling that sort of thing recently. So that's probably what we'll see next week. Oh wow, they awakened this. Okay, let's check what this is. So this is for just Goku Blacks. So we have 30% strike attack in slots 1 and 2, special move damage, ultimate damage, health restoration. So 30% strike, 10% special move, 10% ultimate, 10% health restoration. It's okay. I like these unique equipment, not unique equipment, awaken equipment. These awakened equipments, I've like they're just hit or miss, I think, a lot of the time. Like you have equipment like this, which are like good, but they're not crazy. Like I would basically equate this to like this. Like this is good, but it's not crazy. It's kind of like a very similar equipment that we just got with this one. And then you have equipment like this, which is just like on a different level completely. You have equipment like this, which is just like, what the hell? You have equipment like this, which is insane. Where's the this one right here? Like this one's still insane. And then sometimes you get stuff like you know, just like this, which is like completely terrible. So I'm not really sure what the philosophy is behind them designing these awakened equipments, but I think this one in particular, it's okay. I think with Rosé being on so many tags, especially Future and God Key, with the equipment options that those teams have access to, I probably don't see myself using this, right? Because it is specifically for Goku Black, but every Goku Black is on Future at least, right? Future, Pure Saiyans. So even if they're not Rosé, right? So I don't really see myself taking advantage of this one. But, you know, maybe if you're somebody who doesn't have access to a lot of these other equipments that are really good, then that could be useful. But I'm not really a huge fan of the way that they designed that one. But that is going to be the breakdown for Ultra Rose Goku Black. Let me know down below what you guys think of his design. Do you guys think he looks potentially like, top 3 character? Definitely seems very likely. We'll have to see how he feels in game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.